When you started your day, it's very likely that you use some kind of virtual assistance to make your way here. Maybe you're new in town, maybe you're from St. Louis, but you weren't quite sure how to get here. So you started by asking either Google or Siri, or even maybe Amazon, how do I get to SLU or the Stadia Accelerator program today? My question is this though, now that you're here, now that you're in this gymnasium, why has that experience stopped? Why can't you ask questions like which coffees are in the back or where the bathroom is? Why can't you find out when this is over? Or why can't you find out who I am and when I'll be finished? So why does that experience stop once you enter a four-wall location? And the simple answer is that Google, Siri, and Amazon don't have that information. We talk about fans, now imagine yourself as a fan. At a game here, being presented with players that you're watching, you've spent a good amount of money to attend this event. You also might not want to miss something that could be the event or the sports moment of your life. But you have a question, or you have a need, maybe your family wants something, maybe your daughter is frozen and she wants to find a warm place to be so that you don't have to put her through the suffering. Maybe you have a gluten-free child looking for the pizza. What time is the halftime? And who's singing the national anthem? Questions and needs come up all the time while you're inside of a location. Teams now want to provide a really positive experience to you. Teams want you to continue to come back, to continue to drive revenue so that you can maximize your opportunity there, but at a reduced cost. There are easier ways to upsell for the team once they know and understand exactly what it is that you are trying to accomplish. What's the solution? Location-specific knowledge base. It means that inside of a location, we can build databases that essentially replicate your best employee or the best employee of that venue. So it's very simple for us to train something that then powers a real-time virtual assistant, which can then be accessible through any channel. SMS, URL, Facebook, even a 4-foot humanoid named Pepper that we're deploying in a couple of weeks. That means that now we can have a system that is built by this method. Train, listen, respond. Train is this. This is the brain. This is the brain of the US Open that knows 5,000 phrases, knows everything about who's playing and when they're playing, every beverage and food available, how to get tickets, how to buy better tickets, where seating might be of interest, how to get a better parking pass, what you can do with your American Express card, and a host of other things. Putting this in front of the US Open, they were able to control it in real time, as well as add additional data as the event continued on. So every single fan had a real-time experience that looked like this, sponsored by American Express. Once you find this data to be of value, you see how other people in the industry are interested in what's going on. How could I surface information about my American Express experience if you ask a question about an ATM, or if you're looking to find what value you get from having that relationship? So you see the front experience after the back. Customers or fans ask questions. Every question is a data point, an intent, and an understanding about them. I want to know where they're coming from, where they might want to park, how to get mapped to the lot that makes the most sense for them. Now they're hungry, well, what kind of food do you like? Do you want me to suggest a Mexican opportunity for you, or are you looking for something different? Then they might want to just know about what's going on with the player. So who's your favorite player? How do you find that? All these conversations are driven in real time, and look at what we've learned. This is not trolling social media, trying to figure out what they want, or trying to think about what they click on. They've told me, I want to see Serena Williams, I want Mexican food, here's where I want to park, here's what I'm willing to pay. The information can then be used for, obviously, a host of reasons, like engagement. Customers engage in our product because they see a real-time service that's unlike anything else in a location. It takes the transition of the world experience to where they are today. Price and product discovery is very, very important because now I know what they want and when they want it, and potentially how much I could sell it to them based on those intents. Loyalty becomes interesting because now you know me. It's like replicating a person standing in front of you at all times that has the perfect response to every question. And then conversions become much simpler because now I'm actually giving you understanding what you want, trying to learn a little bit about you, giving you what you need right then and there. Instant gratification is not something that I think moves for you this way. Big market, $83 billion in AI and CRM according to Gartner and Bank of America. That's the entire market in our estimation. We're focused on sports, entertainment, and retail. Why? Those markets make a lot of sense. Big locations, people are looking to do or accomplish things, buy merchandise, ticketing, as well as clothing and apparel. Locations are significant. You find a lot of value in this market. 3 reasons why we are unique and differentiated. Technology, traction, and team. I've talked a little about the technology, but the traction is also important. 17 pro teams. We launched our first team, New York Mets, opening day of last year, which is 2015. It's still 2016. And then we found a couple clients that we thought we should highlight. Atlanta Falcons. What's important about this slide this is the gateway to the city. So we don't see sports as a one-dimensional vertical in our business. We see sports as one way to get into other verticals or other industries. Atlanta Falcons happen to work next to a large airline. The New York Red Bulls actually are the ones that launched us into a whole other new industry in Broadway theaters. The New York Mets happen to be huge fans in the Macy's consortium. So by starting in the sports industry, we got these premium brands, high-level visibility, and then we used those cities to create verticals that go much deeper and wider in the revenue category. Macy's, Hilton, customers you've probably heard of. Jujitsu, the third largest Broadway theater owner in the country, and obviously amusement parks, also in Atlanta. Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a great quote, gave us a lot of credit. Chris Cook, Director of Guest Experience as well as season ticket holder retention, said that we were helpful in helping them be #1 in customer service satisfaction. We have some great partners. IBM Watson is an excellent one. We started in the AI business, started to use some examples of how we could leverage their technology to speed up our experience. That was great. Led us into the Major League Baseball Advanced Media Partnership. Preferred vendor right now in the ballpark, now moving into the NHL. SoftBank, Pepper the Robot, we're the 5th developer of humanoid robots in the country. Samsung working on a unique project for a deli experience for one of our new customers. Who are we? Samson. Rumson Samrung Raj. Samson is his nickname because he's much more intelligent than me. He's a $2.5 billion product development at Pitney Bowes, ran Citibank's analytics group. He knows things about you that you don't want him to know because he knows what you do with your credit cards. Take that data into insights and we could do a lot with it. Our CTO is Randy Newman, ran proctoring at CIBC, was always managing about $12 billion at risk at any given time as he was doing arbitrage trading, levered that off into an advertising business. I ran a $110 million business at Bloomberg. I was also head of algorithm trading, product and development, and equity research. Then launched the US business for DataHub, which was just recently acquired a couple weeks ago. As we looked forward, we started adding to our team. So the guy that sold us IBM Watson quit IBM. I told him not to. Said, I want to come work for a startup. I want to come work for you. You're my partner. I want to flip and promote your business. He's done that. Hannah Goldstein comes out of Booking.com. Again, as we penetrate the hospitality industry, her insights have been extremely valuable. When we look at our subscription fee and revenue share for the sports vertical alone, it differs quite tremendously when you look at the retail market. We have a base subscription for a team. We basically charge by knowledge. How much knowledge does the AI have? How are we building that knowledge? How is it being communicated to the customer is what we do, and then a rev share on sales. The market, as far as what we look for in logos, is quite significant in our space. If you look at VenueNext and all the mobile app companies, those are actually partners for us. But we recognize that they're in our space. IBM is a huge partner for us. Recognize that they're in our space. Companies like Jiffy Bot and those bot companies, we would be more likely to power a bot company, although we have the capabilities to build them as well. The data in a bot is what makes a bot intelligent, not the bot itself. Medallia ISS, again, people that are kind of the periphery, but we could do the businesses as well. You kind of have to look at it as, hey, who's around us, who do we partner with, and who might we compete with? Revenue model is as such. We had barely a product in 2015, sold it to a couple of teams. We'll do $250,000, actually greater than $250,000 this year. And then we're on track to start the hockey stick as we grow and invest in the business. We have 800K seed complete. That's the founders and friends plan. Founders are about 80% of that nut. We wanted to invest in ourselves. Then we started looking at a convertible note also. We're floating it right now. We have 1.5 in a bridge round for our Series A, which we plan to start raising 6 months out in 2017. 150K in the bank, 350K in soft commitments, which means that there's $1 million remaining in the note. We're going to put it into product development. You can't win this game without developers. So although we'd love to say we're going to hire tons of salespeople, 60% of that funding is going to development. You see this as a land grab. The more locations that we can assimilate into our system, the more easily it will be for us to continue to grow out into those markets and cities. More difficult, the barriers to entry are extremely high for anybody to come in after us once we've actually lived the city. 12 to 15 months is more than enough time for us to reach our Series A. Big opportunity, early mover. You haven't seen quite much like this, I don't think, because we haven't received that feedback from our partners, even or our customers. Strong team, we've done a lot, and we have significant traction already. The partnerships and the trajectory make us really an easy sell to a lot of companies because we've already got some of the brands behind us and we already have some of the partners supporting us. So it's something that we'll be able to grow very fast. In conclusion, I ask you, so do you think that in a future time, when you might ask Google what's going on at this location, there might be an answer? And the truth is there will be. But when you ask Google, Google will not know. Google will have to ask Satisfi. So we will create that location-based data that all those ubiquitous systems will need to come to in order to drive that. Even in City Field right now, Google still doesn't know, but we'll decide whether or not they can find out. Thank you for your time.